What's going on, guys? Samuel Simmons here, back with another Survive 50 video. Today, this is the last of the Survive videos I'll be doing, honestly. I haven't gotten a chance to do it really, probably just because obviously I've just been busy with a lot of stuff. But for the last Survive 50 video I'll be doing, I'm going to talk about what I think are my top 5 best and the top 5 worst moments that happened in Survive 50. And yeah, there were definitely more a lot of ups and downs this season, so I'm not going to get into details of everything. Obviously, you all know what the ups and downs are and everything, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, this is gonna be one I'm talking about my favorite moments this season, and also moments that are just like, mm. But I still hope you enjoy, and let me know what your favorite moments down in the comment section. So, let's tell me what they call the top 5 best and worst moments of Survivor 50. The top 5 worst moments of Survivor 50. I'm gonna start with the worst and then go to the best. But the top 5 worst Survivor moments is Ozzy not playing his idol at the final 8 of Survivor 50, which is, I feel like this moment really goes down as one of the most frustrating gameplay moments in recent memory. And someone will, this is stuff they kind of expect from Survivor at this point, honestly. Some people are going to make some moments that are just going to be frustrating. But when it's like so blatantly obvious, yeah. I got some point I do plan on making a video also discussing like frustrating gameplay moments, but this is one of the moments where you make it go, are you serious? You were right there, Ozzy. You were right there. Again, there definitely was a debate whether Ozzy was even going to win if he does make it to the end this time. But as someone like a lot of people who wasn't really super excited for Ozzy coming into the season, I think we all can agree he was definitely surprising on this season. And while I wouldn't say he plays exceptionally this season, honestly, he plays like, oh man, one of the best games ever. We all can agree he at least plays his best game here at least. He at least tries to play differently. He tries to improve himself from his previous appearance, which I do admire and appreciate that he tried to at least change it up a bit from how he played previously. Which again I do appreciate because it's freaking Ozzy kind of loud, and then it's like a fifth time and time pay. And it's absolutely like, oh, we see a different Ozzy this time around actually. So yeah, I'm impressed. And well, I won't say it wasn't perfect season honestly. You can tell it was kind of hopefully lead to something interesting throughout the season, especially like 3, which is why Lily marked on the best list. But then the try swap, and then the basically the switch everything happened to all the first one was actually like Simon 3 used a double vote. See Ozzy, but Ozzy signed not only not play Zana, but also literally telling Aubrey his entire freaking plan. Like I remember watching that, I was like, "Are you serious right now, Ozzy?" And of course, worst thing is that again, he did not play his eye. He ended up repeating his past mistakes. We actually got new Ozzy, and then he ended up going back to his old ways. Like he was right there, man. Yeah, definitely frustrating for sure. And now my best moment of Star 50 is not really something particular. It's just more all the emotional angst that we get. As obviously, we see a lot of players like just leave in a very emotionally devastating way, or it's just very sad to end up seeing them go. And we do get a few of those in Survivor. And we get, at least again, the first episode with Jenna Lewis, obviously, being the border up, like, no. You also feel a little bit with Savannah as well, even though it was kind of obvious. You also got Genevieve, the outboard, because the fact that she got really screwed over. And then we got Colby, who, again, well, is definitely probably like we're going to magically evacuate poorly, even if he didn't get out of this episode, because probably he did deal with the injury that wasn't shown. So, probably he probably wouldn't have gotten magically evacuated either way, but either way, would definitely been more devastating though than what we were on got, because seeing Colby give out this earlier, fortunately, was just, it broke my freaking heart, man. Like, no. And we do get a lot of those emotional exits from most of the season with some of these players. And other than one thing that means Christian, and that's mostly because again got kind of screwed a little bit, but we'll get into that. Rick Devins and of course my top ones are Rizzo, who had a pretty emotional speech during his exit, and of course Surrey. Yeah. Despite all the ups season, at least we got some emotional exits for these players, and we got to see some more good runs from them, and Surrey is definitely one of them, and even some other players we got. So yeah. Yeah, so I probably could pick one more exit honestly, but I decided to pick some of them because some of them really did touch me a little bit. Because I probably will pick either Surrey or Rizzo's. Now, on the number 4 worst moment of Survivor 50, we have, well, the Blood Moon itself. I think it's not saying it's entirely terrible, obviously. It's just more the fact that the show basically just hyped this up as being like one something that we've never seen before, something that's like exciting and thrilling. When in reality, it's just a freaking triple boot episode. And it's something so tribal, just with 3 tribes. Also, I am getting really sick and tired of these split trial things now, honestly. I think we all agree. I think we're all getting really sick and tired of these like split trial twists to keep doing. Not just how they always exclude the lava players, obviously, which also this twist does as well, but it's just the fact that they keep doing this, honestly, and they keep like thinking it's like an exciting thing, honestly, where it's like, no, it's not. I feel like that's one of the things that's more of an every now and then kind of thing. I don't want to be something I see like frequently. That's something I definitely notice when it comes to New York. It's just like, really? Do people even want this? And from my guy from the beginning, I think I'm not alone on that. That people were like, do we really want these split travel things? And the Blood Moon just be like a split travel based and Ozzy based on Rizzo not participating because obviously Ozzy had an advantage and then took Rizzo with him. So I suppose it's that based on all 3 of the players that met here kind of got screwed a little bit. I mean, Camille probably being the least screwed player because, it's probably won't make it too far anyways, but Genevieve and Colby, yeah, they definitely got screwed over. Especially Genevieve, obviously being on part of the trap that just she never got a chance to connect with, unfortunately, and you could just tell that she was just done for no matter how hard she tried. And again, considering it's freaking Genevieve and considering that you're around 2 idols that with the boomerang thing, they'll get that a little bit, but it's just the twist itself is just spoil. I think spoiler honestly, you might see like most of the twists on the wish list honestly, because I don't think most of them really land for a lot of people, myself included, and Blood Moon's definitely one of those things. And that's my number 4 best at moment season. It's basically a dynamic in general. That is basically the Serene and Ozzy dynamic throughout this season. And it's kind of interesting seeing the Serene and Ozzy actually try to work together, because, again, Serene was basically the reason that Ozzy got involved in Magnesia. And we're going to see some glimpses of that dynamic in game changes. I still stand by that was a wasted potential aspect of that season, and that was really focused much at all, honestly, especially after the merge. Especially after the pre-merge. But you can tell from that Serena Anthony was going to be a major story until what unfortunately didn't lead to much, unfortunately. You think we're still on the focus on, honestly, that probably would be, honestly. The Olympian in general, honestly, was just pretty fun and compelling. Like, Ozzy basically signed to have to have Sweet basically be her mentor and everything, like teach her like, everything you need to know about Survivor, and Sweet doing condemns to trying to get Ozzy integrated inside. Like, he's probably the reason why Ozzy was really targeted in the first 2 tribal councils. And so also trying to use that to try to monitor people, to try to actually do quite social bond with people, which in some ways does kind of work actually, and ends up working to his favor for a lot of time, some moments. And it's just a really interesting dynamic relationship to play throughout the season. I don't have too much to say about the actual dynamic, especially since it never led to anywhere. But it's just something great to see, especially when we got two, so, like I said, Surreal Space is the reason Ozzy got found Magnesia. Now Ozzy will rely on Surreal a lot, honestly. This kind of was this showed the potential I think the storyline really did have in game changers, and we see a lot more of that here, and then that was really compelling and interesting to watch. Again, unfortunately, never anywhere, but it was great dynamic to witness. And now for the third worst. Spice Man is another twist, and that is the Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol. With something to keep peeking the ground after like the first half of the season. The Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol. Which I agree was total flop. Now, I will say this. The aspect of the was, I don't think it's a really terrible idea. But looking at it, really just him and the importance of violence at some point, and it hints like the less excitement and strategy towards it. Honestly, especially when you feel like it kind of screws a lot of players. Because, like, hey, I found out a boomerang idol? But again, that's kind of what happened to Genevieve this season. It's kind of the reason why she got freaking screwed. Because even the people that she ended up giving idols to didn't even obviously, make it to her tribal council, obviously. Or she never got an opportunity to work with them along that. So, it's just the idol stuff didn't really end up allowing much, obviously. It's like one of those twists they could tell it's just. And the fact that obviously, of course, there was in the room that Billie Eilish never actually acknowledged the idol, honestly, until, like, when it was, like, not available when the idol was long past its expiration dates. It's just one of those things that just never really amounted to much, honestly, and it's just a twist that just fell flat on its face, and I don't think so. Look, the concept of Boomerang is not bad by any means. Not bad personally. I can definitely see the potential this could have, but it was just a flunk with how it was utilized this season, how it kind of screwed over players, and just hearing that whole Bill's Boomerang just multiple times by the pre-move was like, uh. And again, considering how too much anything got screwed this season, yeah. And now for the third best moment this season, and that's basically the gameplay run of Christian throughout episode 2. Again, Christian was the player I was excited to see the most coming into the season, and this season just from the Christian is always going to be an all-time great character. He's always going to be like an all-time great modern character, and no matter how many times he on Survivor or any reality show, he is always going to be entertaining television. And that's true. Christian is just generally entertaining television. I was smiling ear to ear throughout his time on the show. And fourth what's meant him definitely is his run on is his kind of run episode 2 where kind of sounds like he kind of like started himself, which is I think I want to see honestly, but it's just the way the betrayal was still pretty hilarious. But his pregnant maneuvers, you talking on Savannah and everything, and then also find the idol and all the maneuvers and little character moments he did throughout the episode. Seems to playing his great social game, his great maneuvering that Christian's one plays that always going to play pretty well, but obviously he's one of the players I think he's always going to struggle to make the tail end because of just how great of a player he is, but also just how likable he is. And obviously this season kind of proves that again. But this season proved that Christian is always going to be a great character and just has so many little moments throughout this episode that really cemented him as an all-time great character. And number 2, Surprise Brothers is another one of those celebrity twistings, and that is the Zach Brown Award. And again, it's another thing with that is that the award itself is not entirely a bad idea or not entirely bad in general. Again, it's another thing where it's just not executed well at all. Obviously, it's Zach Brown. He's like a very popular musician. So I think having an award where he's a part of the award where you take concert honestly, I definitely do not mind that. I mean, where it's on Survivor 50 of all things, but the idea itself is not bad. The problem is just the amount of focus they put on him. Like they literally showed him the award basically ends up taking like half the episode. And we remember that some players that hardly got any confessionals yet. Zach Brown got more confessionals than those players. Mostly Tiffany. It just makes it pretty frustrating. Frustrating. How some players in the trial don't even get the thoughts in the whole war in general, and it takes like half the episode. Again, I honestly like Zach Brown, obviously, but it's like I don't want to see him, so many confessionals. But some players haven't got any confessionals. Which funny because the episode itself actually isn't that bad. It actually has one of the only true like blind faces of the season actually. But the episode ended up dropping my episode rankings, which you guys check that video out. But that's because again, all the whole award thing was Zach Brown. Yeah. And now for the number 2 best, we got the Charlie versus Rizzo one-side rivalry in the pre-match. Now, supposedly this the reason why Charlie was talking Rizzo wasn't really was said on the show actually. Supposedly he thought Rizzo actually was a threat, not really for the reason we thought it was, because the show made it seem like that when Charlie was talking to Rizzo because basically Rizzo did not vote for his number 1 ally in the end. And you can tell that Charlie really is just like especially how the show that he still is like very haunted about what happened. What happened that Sal and Maria did not actually vote for him to win. Though that's still haunting him a lot, and he's still dealing with the pain of that. Being just one vote away from actually winning the game. Because obviously it was time that Ben would have tried to win. And well, obviously, as I pulled it from the press, we got understood that Charlie actually, that wasn't the reason why Charlie talked Rizzo. But either way, the storyline was still very compelling. It was still very hilarious to watch and charming. And at least we got to see a little more personality. Basically, we got to see a little more personality of Charlie than we didn't really see much upside from his like Taylor Swift session in 46. So, it was just a fun little side thing that led to his eventual demise and that led to his eventual demise. So yeah, good stuff. And now we're going into number one. So yeah, this number one really shouldn't be a surprise if you guys saw my episode ranking. But yeah, my number one worst episode, the worst moment of Survivor 50 in my opinion. Again, this only showing is probably if you guys see my episode ranking of Survivor 50. That, my friends, is the Jimmy Fallon twist. Again, of all the twists that's happened in this round, yeah, of all the twists they introduced, I can go on with the Jimmy Fallon thing was just easy to host one. Again, it's not going to a lot of screen time, obviously, in the bit I had was a flop. But the Jimmy Fallon thing, again, so I don't. And again, the interesting about these twists is that their twists don't hate in theory. Like, I can see them actually working. It's just how they are executed. It's just again, somewhat solid idea, terrible execution. That's the best way to describe it. Basically, it ends up Christian going on a journey and fails to solve his puzzle, and not only is he forced to vote for himself, which again I don't hate the idea, but the terrible idea is that he had to tell everybody. And again, I was lying. And while there's definitely something maybe what Christian will get involved in this episode, even if that didn't happen, honestly, that's like still a reason for everyone to just put their votes onto him. But it's kind of what happened. Yeah. Which again, I felt that even Krishna himself was like that twist was terrible. Both the Jim and Fallon, and you realize that nowadays, yeah, he's the worst moment of the season. But now we get to the best moment of Survivor 50, which found out is the only celebrity twist that actually ends up working for this season to his benefits. And while twist was not great, honestly, it's at least not only better than how it did previously, and it's a sort of twist that actually doesn't take away from the actual players. And that's basically the Mr. V's coin flip. Once again, this is the only one that actually was the most exciting and most exhilarating moment of the season. But again, despite the fact that it's freaking Mr. Beast, one of the most popular YouTubers in existence. Again, I personally haven't seen any of his videos, but I am familiar with what he does and everything. I do like that Mr. Beast actually doesn't like have the focus be on himself solely, and then doesn't take the focus away from the actual players, which I feel like that's always been thinking with a lot of these players. I feel like that they just focus too much on the actual celebrities, but he doesn't have the focus be on him and actually have to make sure the players give their time as well. I do like to do unveil the actual twist answer to the actual tribal answer, and well, it's kind of like a modified version of do or die, where basically, you flip the coin, which you get wrong, you get eliminated, which obviously I kind of hate, obviously. At least it's more modified in a way, and let's be real, honestly, I'm pretty sure, and let's be honestly, they were really think the coin was going to flip wrong, honestly. I'm pretty sure they just want this grand moment, which you got. And I guess more really cemented Lick Devin as a legend of the game. And I've always liked Rick Dunzo, obviously, but this moment really shows how much risk taking he really is. But I just think you probably like work on though that if that didn't happen, obviously, because not only if you won immunity, because not only won immunity and also the prize pot doubled, but you also won an idol as well that he ended up using now at the next job of council. And then it led to Stephanie getting voted out. Yeah, so yeah, of all the moments that I felt the most exciting, I also do want to give out a mention too that the Mike White blind side, obviously. Like, honestly, if it wasn't a better episode, I probably wouldn't have made the actual list, but yeah. Well, guys, I hope you all enjoy my top. My, I hope you enjoy my top 5 best and worst moments thus far. 50. Hope you enjoyed these 5 videos in general. I've really been enjoying doing these videos. I like enjoy talking Survivor in general, so definitely let me know what your thoughts on this video, what are your favorite moments of the show, and let me know what Survivor content or reality show content you guys want to see down below in the comment section. I would definitely know what videos you guys want to see me do in general. I'd love to do that, so. But I hope you enjoyed this video, obviously. Hope you enjoy my content. I am Sam World from Sam World Possessions. I will see you next time, and as always, stay cool and petty, and here's a little sprinkle of positivity your way today. Peace.